This is your ultimate guide to the S Pen on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Let's go. The S Pen is still a cornerstone of Samsung's Ultra, even if Samsung have nerfed it in the last couple of years. It has lost a little bit of its magic, like that ability to use it as a remote is no longer there, but it can still do so much. So let's walk through them all. First, let's take a look at the pen itself, because it's actually quite advanced for what it can do and how small it is. The screen actually has a Wacom digitizer built into the layers of it, which means that it doesn't actually require power for the pen to work. The digitizer in the screen actually activates the pen as it gets closer. Effectively, the pen draws its power from the display itself. When you actually hover the pen above the display, you can actually see the little cursor activate, and then you can use that for things like previews of photos, for example, and you can just see it working in real time. That's a little bit magic. But we're going to go through everything that the pen can do, starting from when you take it out, when it's unlocked, all the way through to the settings and the customization you can actually tweak with it. Starting with Air Command, which is what happens when you take the pen out while the phone is unlocked. You can see a host of little apps that you can launch and shortcuts that are available there. Not all of them will be there by default. You can add in whatever it is you need, but I'll show you that in a moment. I've got everything added here. Let's go through them one by one. First one in the list is Creative Studio. This isn't really an S Pen feature anymore. It definitely used to be more S Pen focused, but in recent years, Samsung have kind of turned this into an AI feature. But clicking on here, you can absolutely still take advantage of the S Pen. You can use a drawing that you've created yourself as inspiration to generate an AI picture. Once you've got the drawing, you select your style. You can even enter a text prompt should you want to, and hit generate, and then it goes through a bit of a process and spits you out an image based off the drawing that you've made. Something else in Air Command that used to be a bit more S Pen focused is AI Select. It sort of evolved from the Smart Select days, which was definitely an S Pen feature. AI Select effectively takes advantage of the S Pen by using a bit of finer control to circle whatever it is you want to crop out and select for whatever it is you want to use. You can, once you've selected that area, go and edit and then annotate onto that image, but it's not necessarily an S Pen feature anymore, not like it used to. Then you've got Create Note, and I will actually show everything that Samsung Notes and the S Pen can do together later in the video, so make sure you stick around. I'm not going to show it here. You can obviously just start a note from Air Command. One that started as an S Pen feature and has remained as an S Pen feature is ScreenWrite. ScreenWrite effectively just takes a screenshot, but then immediately transitions to activating the pen features so you can annotate directly onto the screenshot. Great if you've got a map open and you want to point to somewhere on the map that you need somewhere to be. Just a real quick way of being able to annotate onto that screenshot, and then you can share it off. You've also got Pen Up in here as a shortcut. Now, Pen Up is a very, very comprehensive creative social media app. It's effectively like Instagram, but for drawing. So you can go in here and create, but then there's also people that share their creations, and then you can be inspired by what they've created to create yourself. I don't think I have enough time to go through the ins and outs of this app. It's just too much. Effectively, what I'll show you is if you've got a blank canvas, where the pens are and the pen styles and how you can practice and use the pens that are available. Great thing is that the S Pen has like tilt control and pressure sensitivity. So you can, as you're drawing, see the different pressure levels, and you can see the tilt control sort of coming into effect as well. One that's absolutely a legacy S Pen feature that probably isn't needed anymore is Translate. The Translate function from Air Command, the whole premise is that you can use the S Pen, hover it over the top of a body of text, and then it will actually translate it for you in real time. With all the other translation features that are existing now with AI, it feels like this one's not as needed, but it is still quite handy if it's text you can't select easily, like if it's a picture of a menu or something like that. You can actually get translation features working quite nicely. It can work with a single word, or if you flick it up the top to paragraph, it can actually translate an entire paragraph just by hovering the pen over it. You've also got Write on Calendar in here. This will just take you through to the calendar and open up the part where you can draw directly onto the calendar. So if you wanted to mark something off or mark something on there, you can do that. There is an option within the calendar too to have the write function enabled once the calendar is opened, and that'll take you to the same thing. And then the last one that's in this list is Magnify. Great feature, actually. This is one I still think the S Pen rules over any other feature that the S Pen can do from this Air Command list, because the whole premise of it is if you can't zoom in on something, this will actually allow you to magnify it and get in closer. You also got the option in the toolbar at the top to expand it out to be 300%, so it can magnify even more. And then the little square that it gives you, you can make that bigger too, so you actually cover more surface area. So that's what happens when the pen comes out when the phone is on. What about when it's off? There's a feature that started way back with the Galaxy Note 5 called Screen Off Memo. Whole premise of this is when the screen is locked, take out the S Pen, it brings up a little notepad that you can quickly jot something down on. Samsung have evolved this over time. So you've got in the top corner there the option to change the pen color and pen width. So it means you can customize and emphasize things that maybe you want to remember. And then with the introduction of always on display, you've got to make sure always on display is turned on for this to work, by the way. At the top right corner there's a little pin icon. When you tap on that, it will actually pin your screen off memo to your always on display. That way, every time you unlock your phone, or every time your phone locks, rather, it'll activate that screen off memo just being in your face. And then if you want to, you can minimize it, or you can open it, or you can continue to edit it, and then you've got multiple pages that you can add as well. Great thing is too, is if you pop your pen back in with your screen off memo open, it'll automatically save that screen off memo to your Samsung Notes folder, and you can just go in there and you can continue to work on it should you want to. And that's where we're going to head next, because the biggest part of the S Pen is the Samsung Notes app. This is where the creme de la creme of the S Pen features lie, and that's where the majority of this video is probably going to be spent. First though, before you start writing on the screen and getting really excited about it, let's go into the settings, because this is where there's actually some things you might want to activate so you can take full advantage of it. First thing is the advanced settings area. This is where you want to go into the toolbar and make sure all the S Pen related functions are brought above the line. If any of the features you find are below the line there, just drag and drop them into the toolbar. That way you have access to them all the time. So now that that's done, let's head into Samsung Notes and just create a Samsung Note file. Right at the top of the Notes app, or the note that you've created, is the toolbar. Now you've got the keyboard icon and you've got the S Pen icon. To write with the pen, you of course need the S Pen icon activated. There is something in the settings that you can tweak to make sure it's always the pen and not the keyboard, but that'll be dependent on how you use your notes for how you want to customize that. With the pen one, you've got multiple pen styles, and if you hover the S Pen over the top of them, it tells you what that pen is, and you can sort of go down the list and see what each of them are. And then within that too, you've got different brush sizes you can activate. You've got, I guess, you can make it a bit more transparent if you don't want to have it too thick. And then you've got colors, all within that menu. And you can add a pen to favorites. So if you want to use a pen all the time with the color and style that you've created, add it to favorites and it'll be there ready to go when you need it. There used to be a way with the S Pen to use the air gestures to switch to favorites, but obviously that's gone. The highlight option right next to the pen is effectively the same as the pen. You've got the different highlight options there, and you've got different features within the highlight function that are a little bit different to the pen, but realistically do the same thing. You've got little toggles in there that can align the highlighter to the text size, and you can sort of choose the one that you want to match what you need. And then you just go highlighting. It's pretty neat. It is neat because highlighting is meant to be a neat art form. Next to that, I've got the eraser button here, but you technically don't need to use this button within the toolbar. You can just hold down the pen button, hover it over, and it'll change it to the rubber, and then you can rub it out. There is some settings within the eraser area though that you might want to change, whether it be erasing whole lines or just the area. You've got the flexibility within there to do that. You've then got a toggle for clean up handwriting. I love this option because if you don't write neat, if you write crooked, the whole purpose of this is you can press this button, press clean up handwriting, and it'll align the handwriting to the space correctly. Really quickly too, it does it like that. That same toggle also has a convert handwriting to text function too, but there's plenty of those, and I'll get to another one in a moment. If you've wrote something down in a particular color and you want to change the style, you can do that too. You select the change style button, pick the color that you want to change it to, and just drag the pen across, and then it's now that color. I've made it yellow, which is a little bit too bright and probably not visible. So I'll just change it to red, and again, now it's red. I have missed one. I'm going to go back to the lasso. The lasso one isn't necessarily a pen feature, but you can use this to select your handwriting and change the size of it. I think that's pretty clever and useful in a lot of different situations. Going back on course now, you can turn on a toggle that will turn your handwriting into text as you're writing. This might be a little bit discombobulating because it does do it very, very quickly, and it might disorient you as you're trying to write, but it does it pretty accurately. And as you can see, it's very neat too. The one next to that is called the Easy Writing Pad. This one's a genuine favorite of mine. Because I'm not necessarily the tidiest writer on a tiny screen like a smartphone, Easy Writing Pad allows you to magnify the area and then write down the bottom, and then it keeps it neat in the corner where you're writing. And then you can just keep dragging it across and keep writing. That way it stays neat and on the same line too. You also got a little enter button so you can bring it down and keep writing on the line as you're going. Next one to that is Easy Shape. This is where you can draw a shape terribly and then the Easy Shape will fix it for you. Pretty cool. Any shape, it kind of guesses what you're trying to do and turns it into a perfect version of that shape. Even a line, it'll turn the straight line into a straight line, or a not straight line into a straight line, I meant to say. But it's great. Draw a shape, it'll correct it for you. The second to last one here is the handwriting help button. With some toggles turned on in here, what will happen is if you're writing illegibly, your letter's a little bit too big, or letters aren't aligned properly, it'll draw a line under the first letter that you've drawn or wrote, and then automatically align the shapes and the size of the letters to be on that line, neat and orderly. Works pretty quickly too. Everything seems to work really, really fast with the way Samsung does this, and you can see it working in real time. It's actually kind of a lifesaver if you're someone who scribbles really badly. And the last toggle that we're going to look at from an S Pen point of view is the laser pointer. This laser pointer, I struggle to find a reason why this exists. My thing is maybe if you don't want to mark up your note, but you need to show someone where something is or point it out if you're screen sharing or something, this will allow you to do that without destroying your document. There's some toggles and settings in there to customize how the laser pointer looks, and then you just go ahead and use it with the pen as you need to. The S Pen lives the bulk of its life inside Samsung Notes, but it does a lot of great things inside and outside of Samsung Notes, just existing. It's great at signing PDF documents. So if you needed to get a document signed rather than needing to print it off, scan it and send it back in, you just sign it and send it directly from Samsung Notes. It's really good at editing photos within Lightroom. So if you wanted to draw a mask with the pen, it can give you that precise control with editing. Even if you're editing just in the lines down below, it gives you a bit more control. It's great when you want to annotate over photos. If you want to draw on something and make something pop, you can do that. It's also cool that you can write inside text fields. So if you didn't want to use your keyboard, you can write it by hand and it'll turn it to digital text and then search it. And another thing it does is if you're doing a screen recording, you can actually use the pen to draw inside the screen recording to make it be a live sort of instruction as you're doing the screen recording as well. There's a host of other really good things the S Pen does, but there's some of the cool things that you might find a bit more useful day to day. Now there's some settings we need to get to, because the S Pen can be tweaked if you don't like exactly how it's working out of the box. You can get to the settings a couple of ways. You can go through Air Command and the settings toggle that's at the bottom corner, or you can go into the full settings menu, into advanced settings, into S Pen, and you'll find all the settings in there too. You can customize the Air Command, so not just what's in there from a shortcut perspective, but also how it appears. So you can have it be the bigger version with all the names or a compact sort of line. You've got that freedom. And of course, you can customize what's in there if you want to add just even more apps, not just shortcuts for S Pen, but you've got apps that you can add in as shortcuts too. The Air View settings is basically just there to allow you to either have the preview and pointer be active or just either one. You don't have to have both if you don't want to. The S Pen to text, it's really just a toggle that allows you to turn it on, and then there's another toggle in there for the toolbar, but just leave it on. If you use it, you use it. If you don't, you don't. You can customize what happens when the pen is removed. You can have it open Air Command or just do nothing. They use Create Note as well, but I think Air Command makes the most sense, especially when the screen's unlocked, of course. But you can also have it do nothing if you don't need it to do anything. There's the toggle for screen off memo, and you've got a toggle for quick notes, which is a toggle you can turn on if you want to hold the pen, double tap the screen, it'll launch a quick note. However, I'll show you in a moment something else you can do with that when we get to Pentastic inside GoodLock. There's a More S Pen settings menu inside of here. The one that I'm not sure why it exists, so I guess I understand, the allow more S Pens. So if you want to have more than one S Pen be able to work on your screen, effectively, if your pen is docked and you maybe have a tablet pen that you want to use on the screen at the same time, you don't have to take out your S Pen to make it work. It'll automatically look for the S Pen even while the pen is docked. This might use more battery, so I reckon just leave it off. You've also got a toggle there to warn you if the S Pen is left behind. Doesn't require Bluetooth. The whole way it works is if your phone is locked, it'll just realize that you've moved your phone without the S Pen docked in there, and it'll just give you a little alert. Then there's also sounds. And again, I'll show you some more things around that when I get to Pentastic, which is right now, because that's the last part of this. is if you want to truly customize your S Pen to be yours or the S Pen experience, you need Good Lock and you need the Pentastic module. Now, there's a bunch in here that you can do. It's not necessarily changing how you write. It's more about the S Pen's appearance when the software is active. So you can customize the Air Command appearance. So you actually can go all the way to the end of the carousel and you can see the retro one. That's really neat. But there's a whole bunch of other ones there too. And you can customize whether it has a blur background or whether it's got a background like a picture. There's a bit in there that you can do. And then when you pull the S Pen out or you open up Air Command, it brings up that old style menu or whatever menu you've chosen. It's cool. And again, just gives you a bit more customization over your own experience. You can also customize the little Air Command floating icon, which is basically just alerting you that the S Pen has been removed. You can create something from your gallery and then you have this be the icon. So I just, for fun, chose a picture of my daughter. Now every time the S Pen's out, that's the picture I see with that little S Pen menu. You can also customize the pointer. So the little Air View pointer that you've got, you can customize the appearance of that. There's a whole bunch of preloaded ones that you can scroll through and choose. And again, of course, you can choose your own if you want from your gallery. And you can customize the sound. So a lot of you probably didn't know that when the S Pen gets removed, it makes a noise. It's just a little docking noise when you take it out and when you put it back in, but you can customize that sound. There's some preloaded ones in there, so you can scroll through those and choose the one you want from the preloaded options. You can take a listen to some of them. Or you can get your own. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine actually got it to be the lightsaber theme, so he downloaded that noise and that was the noise that played when he removed the S Pen. Thought that was cool. I didn't do that, but you get the idea, you can. And the last one here goes back to what I was talking about with the double tap shortcut for the quick note. You can actually customize that. So it doesn't have to be a quick note. You can make it be whatever you want. You can have it be S Pen shortcuts or any app that's on your phone. You can go through that list, and when you hold the pen, double tap the screen, it'll do whatever it is you've chosen. So that's the S Pen. It may not have the Magic Wand capabilities anymore and allow you to snap photos from 10 meters away or zoom in by whirling the pen around. It may not be able to do that, but it still packs a hell of a lot for something that just sits there patiently and quietly waiting for you to use it. Tell you what, Samsung best not kill it, because I'll be here staring at them very, very intensely if they do. Anyways, hopefully that doesn't happen. For more Samsung tips and tutorials, this is the place you want to be. Hit subscribe. Go check out my other channel, More Tech, More Benefits. Hit subscribe to that too. Also my merch shop. Left links for all of that down in the comments description below. It's late at night. I'm tired. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Yo!